Today, we're excited to have our first live accounting club meeting for a while. And we have here today a representative of the Georgia Society of CPAs, but he actually is practicing CPA in Huntsville. And I will let Tom tell you about himself and introduce himself, but we're happy to have you here.
Thank you, Carol. It is great to be here. I'm glad we get to do this live. Right now there's still a lot of debate about whether to do live events and those types of things. And so I appreciate you inviting me today and the ability to be here, not just on the monitor, but in the room with you. So it's very exciting for me. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm also a certified financial planner. I'm a partner with a regional accounting firm. We have offices, Lanigan and Associates PC is our firm. We have offices in Tallahassee, Florida, Thomasville, Georgia, and Atlanta. We have a sister company called Southeast Asset Advisors. We're a registered investment advisory where we manage over $2 billion of our clients' money. And so we feel like that's a very unique, it's definitely two different skill sets. And, we're all CPAs, but we do very, very different things. And we also feel like the way we got into doing the investment side of the business was we would do financial plans for our clients and we'd give it to them, and then the brokers would go mangle it and charge them fees and really do bad stuff with it. And so we just said we could do this in a low cost way, but really help our clients accomplish our goals and act as fiduciaries. And so that's the way we build it. We don't advertise. It's just all been word of mouth. It's been very, very successful. And we feel like accounting and investing are joined at the hip, but tax and accounting is really the secret sauce, because it's really, helping your clients meet their overall objectives is really what it's all about. And I can tell you as a junior accountant, the things that really gave me the most self-esteem and enthusiasm about coming to work was when people that I really admired, like surgeons and other people, they would call me and ask me questions about the most minute financial details of their lives, like before their mother sold a lot next door to her home or something, what my opinion was, and whether they were doing it the right way. And those are the types of things that really kind of solidified the fact that I wanted to be a certified public accountant, wanted to be a partner in the firm, and those types of things that really kind of made me go, okay, I kind of see why this is really so attractive. And the way that I think about that is that what it means to be a professional. And a professional, if you think about the great professions, right? You got legal, medicine, engineering, and I would say accountants are also. And the way that works is that you exercise judgment. If people ask you your opinion, you're exercising judgment. And if you exercise judgment, you're a professional. And CPAs are kind of unique. To become a doctor or a lawyer, you got to go to school 3 extra years or more in case of certain specialties with doctors. CPAs at 5 years, but it takes years of experience before a client's going to pay you for what you know. And so your learning and education don't quit once you get hired. So one of the things I was thinking about starting with was, who could tell me the definition or what is accounting? What is it? I know I heard we were talking earlier about the definition of an asset, and it was a very interesting definition, but what is accounting? At its very basic level, what is accounting? Anybody? No wrong answers.
Recorded information for a financial entity.
I would say that's part of it. What else?
Maybe include who you're providing the information for.
Investors, creditors, investors.
What else?
So like financial advice, but also like following the rules and guidelines set forth by any sort of governing body to pretty much for our services for any person with financial interest or need.
That's what we do. At its core, accounting is the language of business. All right? It's the language of business. It's how people describe what's going on. It's how they measure it. It's how they make decisions. Okay? And so that's what makes it a great education, is because you can take what you learn with your accounting degree, and you can go do anything you want with it. You don't have to go into public accounting. There's government, private sector, all these things. But in each of these different areas, what we do is we help describe what's going on in the business to people who need that information, right? And so the things that we're just talking about, like investors, and those are financial statement users, right? But even financial statement users sometimes need interpretation, right? That's really, when you're learning what the parts of a balance sheet are, there's judgment in every one of those numbers, really. There's and the judgment can be anything from timing recognition to valuation to, all different types of things. So it's not just financial accounting. And so, one of the great things that I think about accounting is that you can, it's a great education. You don't have to go, be a public accountant. It's not for everybody. I will tell you that it's not for everybody. And I do encourage people to go interview with public accounting firms. All firms are different. Most small firms have cultures and personalities, and very much when you do that, when you go interview with them, you'll find a place that feels like home, that feels like you. But you'll also see contrasts in others, and it doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just the nature of small firms. Who's heard of CPA evolution? Has anyone heard of that concept? So the CPA exam itself is changing. Basically, you take 4 parts, pass them all, and you become a CPA. Well, the skills needed to be CPAs are evolving also. There's much more IT involved. Every firm I know, including ours, would love to hire IT auditors, right? Where do you find those? Most of them aren't in the business school. Most of them are in the information school. And if we can get them to just get an accounting degree, they can also be a CPA. But the CPA evolution kind of follows the model of engineers, where when you meet an engineer, they don't usually just tell you that they're an engineer. They'll say, I'm a mechanical engineer, or I'm an electrical engineer, or I'm a civil engineer. And most of the time when you meet CPAs, you'll ask the same question, and they'll say, are you an auditor or a tax guy? But there's also other things besides that also. And so CPA evolution is kind of recognizing that also, where basically what you'll do to take the CPA exam is you'll take the core, which is financial reporting, business and industry, and tax. But then you can choose one of 3 different topics, which would be tax, audit, or IT. And so you take the core 3, and then you choose basically what the 4th is to become a CPA. And the whole idea is that more people can become CPAs. And the reality is that it's really just putting into practice what's going on in the world. Is that the big CPA firms out there are hiring more non-CPA candidates than they used to, because they're needing them to do these other technical jobs. And there's no reason why they shouldn't be CPAs also. In my opinion, at least anyway. There's some debate about that from the purists, But I think it really just is acknowledging what's going on in practice and reality. And there's even some jokes out there that say CPA stands for can't practice anything, because you can, you literally can hang your shingle out, and anything finance related you can pretty much do. I wanted to just kind of share some stories about, my career. I'm happy to answer questions. I wanted to kind of tell you all about how we do kind of our interviews, those types of things. Does anyone have anybody just curious or interested about anything other than that right now, or we can get to it?
I'm just curious, but you said you took the CPA exam and the Certified Financial Planner exam. Like, which one do you feel like was more worth it? Like, which one do you enjoy more? Which one do you think was like cost and benefit?
I'm a CPA first. So I definitely feel like, in my opinion, it is a more prestigious license. I think having the CFP behind my name differentiates me in the marketplace, and that was the reason why I did it. But I definitely think, my senior partner, Bernie Lanigan, is a CPA only, but he's does investment banking. He helps his clients buy and sell businesses, and he does a lot of really cool stuff too, as just a CPA. But as a young person, when I took the CFP exam, I really felt like it was a way to differentiate myself in the marketplace. And it was a tough exam. It was. But I will tell you, a lot of clients like seeing that, because, they will, they don't know where to get good information. Okay. And so, the way we think about it is that we're a trusted advisor. Along the lines of someone's preacher or someone else, in their mind, they come to you with questions, and they're gonna do what you tell them to do. And so, that deserved trust is built in to the CPA license. Is that, we're a self-regulating industry. If you do something bad, you're probably going to have an ethics complaint filed against you and, be dealt with at the state level. The state can take your license from you. And so it's very, very valuable thing to have.